978 Top 10 Marvel Legends of 2017. Hello everyone, TMan 978, your host. You already knew that. But there have been a ton of good Marvel Legends figures this year, and I guess I'll show you, I'll go above and beyond. I'll do the top 17. Now, this is very hard for me, so I'll show you my number one figure definitely, but everybody in between will just be, everybody in between 10 and 1 will just be random figures in no particular order. But I'll have a top number one definitely, maybe even a top 3. Let's see how this goes. Most disappointing figure of 2017 is this Raccoon. I hate that his feet just fall off without even doing anything, and I'm happy that they gave him more articulation than the last one, but I felt like he could be better because look at him. He's a tiny little figure. Give him double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, or at least elbows that bend more than 90 degrees. I mean, and a neck joint that actually does something. He disappointed me. I lied. This is going to be like a top 20 right here. I liked a lot more of these figures that I acquired this year, way more than I realized. And as I was going through the whole, like my storage area where I have a lot of these figures at, because I don't have a display area yet, stay tuned. Hopefully that will change in the upcoming weeks or months. But anywho, and I can do a collection video finally. Plastic Addict, get off my back. But anywho, these figures I messed with a lot, and some of these I'm disappointed that I can't put in the top 10, because like I said, as I was going through these figures, I realized, oh yeah, I like a lot of these more. But out of all of these, I think my favorite ones to mess with, I love the Star-Lord. He comes with a different head and those guns, and his ab crunch is awesome, and I like the way his jacket flows over his body while you're posing him and whatnot. Jim Lee Cyclops, sorry. Love that figure, but I couldn't put him in the top 10 because he was a little bit more basic than you would imagine. And not having another hand instead of just the push the visor hand, that frustrated me. I love Dark Phoenix, and the 3-head options she came with, that was an awesome choice. And her paintwork is spectacular. The sculpting on Green Goblin, awesome. The coloring on Beetle, and the fact that you could just do anything as far as putting those wings into a pose, and he looks good. Shocker looks good. I kind of wish I had the one that had the belt. Mantis looks freaking amazing. I almost can't even believe that she is a Marvel Legends figure, I mean. These two I liked, messed with a lot. And Gamora is the main person I wish that I could put into my top 10, because she is so freaking gorgeous. Like, look at that. But her ankles suck. She cannot stand up, just like the original figure, or she can barely stand up. You can't get her into any good poses because she has that weird ankle pivot where it's not ankle pivot, it's ankle swivel. I hate that. I hate that crap with a passion. And I wish she had double jointed elbows so she can do things like hold this gun better. That's frustrating. But they gave her soft pliable hair, and her face is spectacular with the new face printing technique. So I really like all these figures, and I wish some of them could have been on my top 10, but they're not. Anyway, let's get to the top 10. Bottom of the list, Dazzler right here. I love Dazzler. I love her. She has been a figure that I've been messing with a lot. And I just like the way she looks, and I'm so happy that Hasbro didn't scare away from her highly sexualized nature. But anywho, I wish she had double jointed elbows, and she has this sculpting issue right here in the legs, and I think that was a common problem. So that was frustrating. Main disappointment where I wish these wheels worked. When I found out that these wheels didn't spin, that disappointed me more than anything. But she is still beautiful. I'm not completely familiar with her character, but I just love looking at her. And it's just easy to put her in some type of pose, so I really appreciate that, and I'm happy with it. I lied, I'm going to try to go with the number system. This is like number 9. He's at this low on the list because he looks spectacular, and I'm happy to have him in my collection. I think everybody who was an MCU collector should have this dude in their collection. But his body outside of the wing situation that makes him just look so attention commanding, I wish he had weapons, and they gave him weapon holding hands, which is good if you have a weapon for him, and I do have a weapon for him, as you may have seen in my review for him. Watch that review. But he's low because getting him to be in a good looking pose outside of these wings is difficult, but I really appreciate them. If he would have had the unmasked head sculpt, oh my god, he might be number 1, especially depending on what that face looked like. But this is spectacular, and I'm happy to own it. Number 8, Netflix Punisher, Jon Bernthal. He looks spectacular. Like I said, I love this new face printing technique. Looks really, really good. He looked way better before I saw the Hot Toys version in person, but it still looks good for Marvel Legends, even though sometimes he looks like Grand Theft Auto 3's Claude. But he would be higher on the list if he was a little bit more poseable. Like, I would have loved thigh rotation and double jointed elbows. I mean, come on. That was the biggest disappointment right there, the lack of double jointed elbows. But this is an awesome figure, and everybody should own it if you don't, because it's cool. Look at that. 7, Jessica Jones. I love this figure. This has been one of my go-to figures all year. She is very poseable because her thighs can kick out to the side. She can do a spread very, very good. I love this jean painting technique that they did right there. And the face looks awesome. I don't know how accurate it looks like to the actress. It's decent enough, but I love the way it still looks anyway. And I love this jacket, just like with Punisher and Star-Lord, like I mentioned. There's a lot of detail in it, and she just looks good in whatever pose you try to do with her. So that's cool. And her hair is a little bit more soft and pliable, so she doesn't have a problem looking up a bit more than other Marvel Legends type figures. And she has a great diaphragm joint, so I really like her, and I can recommend her. 6, Nova. I've been having so much fun posing him around. This teenage body is just been so fun posing, especially as far as the legs. Like, he has the same body as Miles Morales Spider-Man, and he just looks really good with this color scheme and just the overall design. And like I said, he's just been a blast posing and whatnot. This Bullseye, I wasn't too won over on him at first, but then when I seen him more, I was like, I gotta own that figure. And he was one of the figures that was hard to come by because everybody else wanted him too. Like the other head sculpt that he comes with, and just the accessories, period, just makes him great. The only thing that I don't like about him is the way this fits on there, and this popping off, depending on how you have his legs posed. But the butterfly joints, I just wish more characters had this sculpting or this body right here. In fact, I think, let's see, no, it's just 2 characters so far that I have in this in this lineup that has this body. Warlock is one of my favorite Build-A-Figures. In fact, this is one of those characters, like I said, that makes me feel like this is a Marvel Legends. I just can't believe the amount of unique tooling they went through and all the paintwork, and his amount of articulation is just crazy. And they gave him a secondary accessory, like he has 2 hands and this claw right here, which is awesome. They don't usually do a lot of stuff as far as accessories with Build-A-Figures, and I'm happy about that. And just the way that he looks, it's just so awesome. So yeah, that's why he's so high up in my list. Another Punisher made my list. I got him late in the year, or I got him earlier this year. So yeah, I love this figure. I love looking at it. Just his color, the way his suit is. I know it's just plain as hell, but it just looks so good, this black and white. And then the way they painted the straps and details on his accessories and whatnot. And he comes with a ton of options and accessories. So he is fully loaded, and he was definitely a really good Walgreens exclusive figure. So I am definitely happy to own him. Angela is so freaking beautiful. I just can't believe the amount of accessories he comes with, the amount of paint. Look at how many different colors she has on her. And she has, like, let's see, the scarf thing around her neck, the sword scabbard right there, the sword, these 2 blades right there, these 2 things over the elbows. I believe this is movable right there. It's like, I can't believe how much detail and effort they put into this figure. Oh yeah, and the belt is connected to the sword scabbard. So this is a figure that I barely ever put away. And this is a Figma stand, by the way, and it's stuck into her foot peg hole. A lot of figures can't do that. But I don't know a lot about her as far as the comics, but she gives me a God of War vibe, and I love it. The Goddess of War. She is awesome. If you didn't buy her, I feel sorry for you. And number 1, a figure I didn't put down, and a figure that I just thought looked so incredibly good. When I first saw comic book images of it, I didn't like him at first, but when I seen this toy, I had to own it, especially when I saw D-Bag Robot Gang posing him around. This 2099 Spider-Man, I really like. Main thing I like about him are these shoes. They just look so awesome. It's just, I don't know, something, it reminds me of some sneakers that would be out right now. It's like he has all the articulation you would ever want in a Spider-Man. The only thing they could have did for him is give him other optional hands, which they didn't. But, like, it doesn't matter, as you can see, because he's my number 1 figure. And I really, really love him, and I like the way he looks. And I'm super duper, super happy that I own him. This paint, you can't tell in this video, but it's so shiny metallic. He just looks so good. And then he just has little hidden details and whatnot. And, like, this tiny piece of blue paint right there on his shoulders. It's like he just looks so good. And any pose that you put him in, it's just freaking awesome. That's why he's my number 1 right there. And somebody I forgot to put in the top 20. This is another figure that I kept playing with, and he was going to be in my top 10, but I like the other figures more. So Moon Knight, he's a character that I don't know that much about, just like Angela up there, but he's very good, and I just wanted to show him off at least late in the video. But anywho, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments. Let me know what your top Marvel Legends figure is. Anywho, until next time, TMan 978 out of here. Thank you for watching. Click the videos.